So, if by now you don't know, LEGO Horizon Adventures is one of my most anticipated games this year. Not because I want to play the game, but because it pretty much sums up what's wrong in the gaming conversation, and it's there to remind PlayStation fanboys that whenever you point the finger, remember the three are pointing back at you. What do I mean by that? LEGO Horizon Adventure is a game that PlayStation is publishing that's coming number one to PC day one and number two to a competitor's console platform, which are two metrics that PlayStation fans have actually held above Xbox's head to say Xbox has number one, devalued their console, number two is now a full blown publisher, and number three is failing or is dead. And I've always told my fellow PlayStation fans, if you take this approach, what's going to happen is you're going to break everything because the market is changing. And you have to recognize that these particular studios and publishers and developers are doing what they can to make money. However, some of them don't want to listen. In fact, one of them said false equivalency. Horizon Lego is a Lego game, not a Sony game. They just are using this, the Sony IP. By your logic, sucker punch, blah blah blah. Before he gets done talking, a post here showed up just a few, hours ago or minutes ago. This was actually put here by somebody who is, according to their profile, the lead producer, franchise development for Guerrilla Games. Do you know what they said? They said, "I still cannot believe we pulled it off. Developing and AAA game for Nintendo Switch by PlayStation Studios." He puts an arrow and a fire symbol. Then he quote tweets Nintendo's advertising of the game, where it says Aloy's colorful new adventures coming to Nintendo Switch on November 14th. Pre-order LEGO Horizon Adventures now to receive the iconic Shield Weaver outfit. Well, this is basically what it is. I mean, I thought this person just said that this is not a PlayStation game or they're using the PlayStation IP when we can see a lead franchise personnel that's in charge of the franchise celebrating that a PlayStation studio has actually been successful in developing a AAA game on for the Nintendo Switch. Like, is this a collaborative, celebration? Because if it is, please let us know, because the Video Game Fight School channel would love to celebrate this new death of exclusivity with you guys. Anyways, I also saw another comment that I thought was very interesting in the grand scheme of things. And yes, you have Gotham Knights footage. Yes. It is whatever. This person said it's not the same. Nintendo isn't a competitor. That's what they said, just like PC isn't. On the other hand, PlayStation is Xbox's biggest competitor. That is a shifting of the goalpost. Do not let that shifting of the goalpost cause you a hernia, because that is one thing that PlayStation fans, we can be really, really good at. Well, if it's not that they're a publisher, then what's going on here? Why did this person say, not something to be proud of? Sorry, I will get the game on PlayStation side. Why did this person also say, this is not something to be proud of? PlayStation Studios should be focusing on a platform we purchased and paid for. Sony should be investing in another handheld instead of putting their games on another competitor's. So you may believe that somewhere, somehow, that Nintendo was not a competitor to PlayStation, but I don't think everybody shares that view with you. And it's not a view that is easily shared simply because of basic economics. What makes you a competitor? What makes you a competitor is simply you're offering the exact same goods and services to other customers who enjoy those goods and services. Whether you be a direct or indirect competitor, that is also a different question. Nintendo, in some cases, is a direct competitor to PlayStation. In other cases, there's indirect competition because there are unique selling points and unique marketing. Don't shift the goalpost. Let us sit here and let us pretty much see and say, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, is the industry is changing. I know it's a Lego game and, it was Hi-Fi Rush and then it was Indiana Jones. But at the end of the day, you can clearly see what's going on. PlayStation, in their pride, are not going to leverage the Xbox platform just yet until the situation gets dire. So they're going to make it seem like everybody else is doing big things and having fun, which, to be honest, I mean, the reason this game is also going to the Nintendo Switch is because of the obvious reason that most PlayStation players are not going to play this game. They're going to be busy. They're going to be playing Black Ops 6. We all know this. We've seen the numbers. We've seen the data. So by all measures of sensibility, I am happy for PlayStation for taking their game to where customers are going to buy it. Single player games need to thrive. Even if they're single player games that we're not going to play, they really do need to thrive. If you look at the data, live service games seem to have a very huge boost, but once in a while, a single player game will break into the top 10 or it will break into the mix, and that's what we need. So this Lego game on PlayStation by itself would have gone a very different route. Not saying it would have died, but it probably would have reduced its chances for success. So a much more concentrated platform like PC, where you can find big fat niches of audiences, and then Switch, where you can find exactly that target audience, makes a lot of sense. Exclusivity in this particular deal does not make sense. I've also seen some people talking about licensing and all of this other stuff. Do you not smell the irony in Marvel Spider-Man 2018 and Marvel Spider-Man, 2? Those licenses do not belong to Sony for the video game side. It's the movie side that belongs to Sony. So if you're complaining that somewhere, somehow, that the Lego IP is what Sony is leveraging, hence that's why they want to put it everywhere. It's the same exact thing you can put for Spider-Man, because Sony is leveraging the Spider-Man IP. Even if you want to go ahead and yell about the movie possibilities, we already saw the leak that there's an X-Men game coming in the works. How do you want to chalk that up? Is X-Men something that belongs to Sony? Is it not just the Spider-Man franchise and the cinematic side that they sold? So back at it again, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're really in a good spot from the gaming community's perspective. We're starting to see the tight squeeze going on. And people have not really acknowledged that this tight squeeze is actually coming from the, reality that right now we have an oversaturation of video games. Because there are just so many video games to keep a lot of people busy, exclusivity is eventually becoming less and less attractive at the end of the day. I mean, I can still go back and think about one of the exclusive games I really did want to play for many, many years. It was Astral Chain. I remember even after a few years, my kids were big enough and I went and bought them a Nintendo Switch thinking maybe I'll probably leverage Astral Chain. There are years I go by, there are months I go by, I don't remember the game exists simply because there are just other games to play. And when I look at the price on the Nintendo Switch store, I'm like, I'm not giving Nintendo money for that. Like, as a PC player myself, why would I want to go ahead and spend all that money to play at that kind of performance? Nope, I would rather just play something else. I mean, and I'm not even really big on JRPGs or a lot of the Japanese action games, to be very honest, which is crazy. But that game, for some strange reason, was just quite phenomenal in its premise. But still, till this day, I've never played it. And until the game is bottom bin dollar, like I'm talking $5, I probably would not bother with it. And even then, I probably will still be occupied, like many of us, with other games out there. So shout out to, the Gamer Max channel for this footage of Lego Horizon. I know some people always yell when I use Gotham Knights footage, like Gotham Knights footage is not, fun and interesting because some of you haven't, obviously played the game because, the game, everybody ragged on it. And it's the game that I've just been playing for like the last 3 years. It's the footage that I actually have the most of, but it is what it is. I just thought I'd get you guys a little bit of that footage in celebration of PlayStation pretty much, achieving something really huge, which is developing a AAA game for Nintendo Switch by PlayStation Studios. Big celebration, ladies and gentlemen. This is great stuff. I give it a round of applause. I give it a standing ovation, but right now I want to go ahead and go watch Avatar with the kids. Y'all know the Avatar from back in the day, right? Yep, that one's getting a video game. That's the next video on the block. So shout out to y'all on the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys' time and audience, and we're going to keep watching this exclusivity thing die, and we're going to watch, gaming change right in front of us. It's a great day. Thanks for watching again. Peace out.